Hello, welcome back to another weekly vlog. So I have a couple of plans for this week. I'm starting preparing my red panda doll. So I'm just sort of mapping out an armature for it, which I use aluminium foil for. So roughed out a basic shape for the head. And then we got the eyes. You won't be able to tell, but got the eyes. Blah blah blah. So I sort of sat down and had a look at some images on Google, just like different perspectives and stuff. And I sort of decided that I kind of want to do a movable jaw on it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I basically roughed out this armature to not have the jaw bit, so the jaw can open and close. I don't think it's going to be too big. I didn't want a big doll, but I think it's just going to turn out normal size. So yeah, I'm going to begin sculpting the jaw bit first, I think, because it always takes a little bit of time, and I want to sort of sculpt the rest of the face once the jaw has been sculpted. And that's what I did with the white tiger. I don't know if you can see it in the background, but yeah, it's what I did with the white tiger, and then I'll sculpt like the rest of it over the jaw, and that way you can move it open and closed. So that's kind of the plan for this week. So I'm going to be sculpting in Original Sculpey, and that's the white one. So this is a softer Sculpey, which I like. I like working with softer clays. So, and then I'll be doing like a combination of the inside of the mouth, like the tongue and stuff. I'm going to be doing with the Super Sculpey, and then I'm going to just be adding a little bit of colour to the tongue, just to make it pink, because it's not quite this beige colour. It's pink, but I want that transparency. So. Yes, and then I'll be using transparent Sculpey for the teeth, and that, I think that Sculpey works really well for teeth. It's just like it just looks like a tooth color. Like, it's not white, it's not yellow, it's just like a transparent off-white color, so it's not completely white. And yeah, so that's the dealio. These little pieces I'm going to make into little keychains. So I've put in just a mapped out. I have to actually adhere it properly, but I'm just waiting for the acrylic to dry properly. But yeah, I've just mapped out like a little hook that you can attach something to, and it's going to sort of hang on an angle. I haven't done it to the big one, because it's still sort of drying. But that's the little cupcake thing, so probably do it on an angle again. And yeah, so I'll have to, I think I do want to do the unicorn, the pastel unicorn. So I'll just have to prepare all the stuff. It's going to be a resin doll, so nothing fancy. And the panda is obviously going to be the more complex. The red panda is going to be a more complex doll, with the movable jaw. So yeah, so if you want anything early, my Patreon has early access to any of my work that I release. So any tier to have that access. But yeah, check that out. So I'm going to be releasing those sunsets this week on the Friday, in my public shop. And yes, there'll be 12 watercolor sunsets originals to choose from. And yeah, so that's exciting. Head over there if you're interested in anything. I also have payment plans available, so just shoot me a message if you need anything like that. What else? That's kind of it at the moment. That's kind of all that's planned at the moment. I'm gonna put off the Decadent thing until like the unicorn doll is done. I want to do like a white unicorn with pastel, like a pastel mane and a pastel tail. So I'm going to put it off until it's done. It shouldn't take too long because it's all the parts are resin. I don't have to sculpt anything, just have to cast them. And yeah, so that is pretty much the update for this week so far at the start. I think I'm going to just start sculpting some panda things. So, gonna end the vlog for this week. Not much exciting stuff happened, but I did make a good start on the red panda doll. So I decided to go with a movable jaw for this one, and because I saw some like reference images with the panda with the jaw open, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cute. So yeah, I decided to go ahead with the movable jaw. So I spent a bit of time sculpting like the lower part of the mouth. So I've got this bit here. It's the lower part here is sculpted from, or the white part I should say, sculpted from Sculpey Original, and then the rest of it's sculpted from Super Sculpey, so that's the beige coloured one, and then translucent Sculpey for the little teeth under there. I am going to be adding, once it's all painted, a little bit of paint just to pinken up the tongue area, because their tongue's quite pink rather than this beige colour, but I still wanted that transparent sort of colour to it, so I went with the beige. And yeah, so that's the lower half. If you want to know how I make these movable jaws, I have a tutorial in my shop. I'm pretty sure I have a tutorial in my shop. Let me check actually. I'm pretty sure I do. Yes, so the tutorial is based on the shoe build that I did, but it's pretty much the same concept. I'm pretty sure I have a video on how I did the white tiger jaw as well. So that's it's exactly the same concept. Obviously you need to change things based on what animal you're sculpting, what jaw you're making. So yeah, I think it turns out really well. So this has already been, this is baked, so I can start working on the top of the jaw, the top of the head. So basically I've roughed out a really rough shape of the panda head, the red panda head. Really rough at the moment. So the jaw is going to sit like so. Obviously there needs to be more sculpting happening, but it's really rough, sort of preliminary sketch, I guess. And yeah, so it's looking pretty cute. I'm sort of carving out a little place for the jaw to sit, and these will be turned into the lips, and then the eyes. Obviously they're not in the right spot, but you'll have brown eyes as well, so brown glass eyes. It's not going to focus, so you get the idea. And yeah, so coming along. I don't think it'll take too long to sculpt this, so hopefully I can get a lot of it done this week and have the sculpting, the head at least, done by next week. And yeah, I sort of wanted it a smaller kind of doll, as opposed to big ones. because I kind of like the small ones. But yeah, so that's pretty much the Panda update. Another one, so I decided to go ahead and do a unicorn for the Decadent stuff. So I want to try and make it like a pastel-y Decadent unicorn. So I got a little head casting. This is a unicorn that I sculpted, molded, and it is now cast in resin. So it's just going to be a resin doll. So it'll be a little bit cheaper than all the other ones that I make from Sculpey or polymer clay. And it'll be a little doll, but I'm planning to do like a white body and like pastel mane and tail. And just trying to sort of figure out how I want like any Decadent stuff on it. Might put something on like the rear end or something, I'm not sure yet. I'll just see how it goes. I'll add a horn as well to the top. I've got heaps of little horns lying around, so I'll add a little horn, unicorn horn to the top. I like natural looking unicorn horns, so even though it's a bit of a cartoony unicorn head. So the head I sort of based off like a donkey. So I didn't want it to look too horse-like, so I based it sort of like a donkey. So a bit more of a cutie snout thing, I guess. So yeah, I'll work on that in between things. The commission, I'm doing a cat commission for someone's pet. So that's another thing that I'll be sculpting. It'll have glass eyes. I just sent some images of some eyes to customers, see if they like it or if it's a good match or not. If not, I'll end up just creating my own eyes. But yeah, it's nice colour. So yeah, a bit of work to do. Kind of like having a couple of dolls on the go as well. That's what I used to do before. Like if I did all resin dolls, I'd have a couple of dolls on the go just because it's like super easy to just cast them and just put them all together. But my process now with creating things like movable jaws and stuff, it just takes so much longer and you sort of have to concentrate on the one doll. And yeah, so again, still trying to figure out the next watercolor series. I kind of liking ocean as well, but I'm going to do a poll on my Patreon where people can vote for what they want to see for the next or what printables they want for the next watercolor series. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the little update. Nothing too exciting. Yeah, let me know how you feel about all the dolls that are in production currently, and yeah, the red panda as well. And yeah, thanks to my patrons for supporting me, really appreciate it. I just put the new coupon code for this month up on Patreon, so you get 10% off my shop. And yeah, so check me out on Instagram, TikTok and Facebook at Creatures of Nat, and my shop is also at creaturesofnat.com, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.